Alrighty then.
Welcome to Indoor Fun.
Alrighty then. I'm going to talk about some of the critical shots that I identified in that last video. One of them is cheating the pocket. And it's interesting. You actually, in the game of pool, 8 ball, 9 ball, on these tables, these pockets, they're kind of angled outwards. So, and that allows you to use that angle to your advantage. You can't do this on a snooker table. Very, very difficult. Because on a snooker table, the pockets have a kind of a rounded corner. So it kind of comes kind of like out this way. So you don't have the advantage of kicking it in off of that rail. It tends to go and then out. Very, very difficult. I'll go to the local senior center that I play. I practice a little snooker there. So, and I'll videotape what that looks like. But anyway, let me show a little video here of cheating the pocket and what that looks like. And then I've got a couple other things I want to show as well in this video. All right, just stay tuned. All right, let me just show you what I mean. What you want to be doing when you're cheating the pocket is you want to be hitting it into the rail here. It'll actually kick in, and it might go bang, 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 but it should drop in. Now you need to be careful. If you do this too hard, it could spit out. But generally, when you get into a situation, for example, like I had in the last game, where I needed to get this cue ball to come out a little bit, I didn't want to be up against this rail, right? Like I could easily have just played a simple shot, right, like this, and then I'd be up against the rail. You don't want to be up against the rail. It makes for awkward cueing, and that's just something we want to avoid. So we take advantage of what the table gives us. And in this situation, right, I could be perfectly straight on. And then what I can do is I can cheat the pocket, which is what I did in that video there. I cheated it and I came out. Right, now I have a shot up the table that is a lot easier, right? I don't have to deal with this. Let's do that again. This time I'll exaggerate it even more. I'll really kick it into that rail. So then I'll try to bring the cue ball here, which should be a little bit better too. Use this to your advantage. All right, let's talk about running English. I talked about it in that last video. Now, the easiest running English, of course, is when you hit, on the right side of the cue ball, and then the cue ball will go off the rail running. It'll go off at an angle, like it'll actually go an extra amount to the right, versus if you hit it straight on, it would just go off and then come at the same angle offwards. So you're basically just you're increasing the angle, right? So, and we call that running English. So in the video, the last video, I used draw running English. It's the same concept. I'm hitting down. And I'll just kind of give you a little bit of an illustration here, and then I'll execute the shot. So what I'm doing is I'm going to play a draw because I want it to go back here, right? And then by hitting it left, when the cue ball comes off, it has running English. So it's going to come a little bit more than the natural angle, right? Because if I just hit that with straight draw, chances are I would scratch, right? So I have to eliminate the scratch from a standard draw, which might look like that when it comes off the rail. I want to add some running English to it. So I increase that angle so that I come down table and I'm in a good situation for the next ball. Anyway, let's take a couple shots at that and see what it looks like. Always chalk up, very important. Now, if I just hit that with just standard draw, I'm going to be close to scratching. Yeah, very, very close. That's a risky shot. The last thing you want to be doing is scratching, right? So, we'll set that up again. Similar situation. Now I'm going to use that draw running English and try to get it to come back down table here, probably coming towards this rail and having a good shot here. That's exactly what you want. Now, you have to be very careful not to over running draw it. That can happen. If you put too much spin on that, I could actually end up scratching down here. And that would be horrible. So it's all about practice. You just got to practice these shots. But let me just show you what that might look like. No, I didn't quite get enough. I was probably scared to scratch. It's sometimes when you've been playing, it's actually hard to hit the miss. But I'll see if I can do it again here. Ouch! That's the last thing you want to do as well. So practice this shot and then you'll get a good feel for how much running English you need to put on it in order to come back safely between these two pockets. Alrighty, let's talk about the billiard shot or a carom shot. These two terms, I hear people use them kind of interchangeably. I like the word billiard. To me, that's where you make a ball or you go off a ball to make another ball, but you usually make a ball. So in the previous video, I had the situation where I didn't have a good shot on the 8-ball. It just didn't work out. So what I did was I took advantage of the table and in this example here, I'm going to play the 6, but I'm going to carom off the 6 or play a billiard into the 2 to dislodge the 8-ball, and then I can continue my run. This was a little different than that situation, but it's a similar kind of arrangement. You're basically making a ball, billiard off of it or carom off of it, hitting another ball so that you can kind of create space to continue your run. So let me try that, and then I'll give you a couple of other examples of billiards and carom shots. All right, just a second. All right, so basically what I want to do is I want to make this ball, and I want to just scoot over and just ideally hit the right side of this just to dislodge this so that I have a shot at that ball. So that's kind of the play. I wanted to be on the right side of the 2, but either way, it wasn't too difficult of a billiard. Let me show you a couple of other examples of billiards and carom shots that I think are kind of fun. All right, just a second. Here's a shot that comes up in 9-ball a lot. You know, you could finish your run out here, but you maybe you have a couple of other balls and they're hung up, and you don't have a good run, but you have this very easy carom off the 5, or billiard, whatever you want to call it, off the 5 onto the 8, 9's hanging over the pocket. If you put the 9 in, you win 9-ball. So let's just try that. See what happens. There. Easy peasy. Okay, let's combine kind of a carom and running English. Here's a nice situation in 9-ball, right? So say you had a couple other balls that you had to get to, but you're just seeing this 9-ball. It's just hanging in the pocket. It's just so tempting, right? To maybe take a run at it. Maybe your next ball is here. You're like, well, I may as well do the running English up the table anyway. If it goes in, hey, I win. Because maybe I have a ball here and then another ball here. So maybe I've got the 5 here, the 6 here, and the 7 here, right? Now I got to go up and down, up and down, up and down, which isn't hard, but since you're coming this way anyway, and the pocket is there, and the 9-ball it's sitting over that pocket, you may as well, you know, see if you can't make that. Let's just see. Again, sometimes it's hard because, you know, when you've been playing this game so long and you've been playing so many games and practicing, you try not to get that type of an angle coming towards this pocket. So you're always trying to hit somewhere on this rail or somewhere on this rail. Anyway, let's see if I can't do that on purpose, because it's just for illustrations. It's a fun shot. That's a fun shot. All right, let's see if I can come up with something else that's fun for this video. Here's another a fun shot. So say you're playing 9-ball, right? And the objects make 9-ball. It's sitting right on the pocket, right? And you've got another ball that's kind of on the pocket like that. Say you have other balls, you know, but you know, instead of playing the 5 to the 6 to the 7 to the 8, you're going to take a crack at the 9. Maybe the 6 ball is sitting really, really good here, and it's worth taking this shot. Anyway, all this is extreme high English. Extreme high English. Good follow. Just a tiny bit of running, not much, just a tiny bit. You want this thing to be over spinning, and then you want it to kind of come this way. So it's gonna come and it's gonna slide over, right, and knock this 9-ball in. Take 2. This is fun. You gotta love it. There it is, right there. Haha, that's a fun shot. Thanks for watching. See ya.